JBNN will keep you informed. I'm Michelle Jones. Before we get into the news, please remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and share the news with someone today. Now on to the news. Teenage boy shot and injured at gaming lounge in St. Anne. A 15-year-old boy was shot and injured in a drive-by shooting in Steertown, St. Anne on Monday night. About 7:30 p.m., the teenager was among patrons at the Flares Games and Sports Lounge when a vehicle reportedly drove up and several shots were fired from it. Following the shooting, it was discovered that the teenager suffered gunshot wounds to the neck and buttocks. He was taken to hospital where he was admitted for his injuries. The Sentence Bay Criminal Investigations Branch is conducting a probe into the matter. Father killed, 4-year-old wounded in St. Andrew gun attack. The police are trying to determine a motive for Sunday night's deadly attack in Lawrence Tavern, St. Andrew, which left a father dead and his 4-year-old child hospitalized with gunshot wounds. Another adult was wounded in the attack and is receiving treatment for gunshot wounds. The deceased has been identified as 28-year-old Romain Finlater, a resident of Spanish Town, St. Catherine. It's reported that sometime after 7 p.m., Finlater was driving in the Lawrence Tavern area when unknown assailants fired on the vehicle. All 3 occupants, including his son, sustained gunshot wounds. It is understood that the other wounded passenger managed to drive the vehicle to the Castleton Police Station in the St. Mary Police Division. The victims were rushed to hospital where Finlater was pronounced dead. Appeal Court to hand down decision in Vybz Kartel's case on Wednesday. The Court of Appeal is scheduled to hand down its decision in the Vybz Kartel's case on Wednesday. This was disclosed on Monday. The Appeal Court reserved its decision last month following submissions by Vybz Kartel's attorneys that he should not be retried with his co-accused for the murder of Clive Lizard Williams. They argued he should be released from custody following the Privy Council's ruling that quashed the men's convictions. Vybz Kartel, whose real name is Adidja Palmer, and his co-accused Sean Storm Campbell, Kahira Jones, and Andre St. John, had been convicted and sentenced to life imprisonment in 2014 for the 2011 murder of Clive Williams. But in a ruling in March, the Privy Council overturned the convictions and sent the matter back to the Court of Appeal for a decision on whether the men should be retried. The attorneys for the men argued that their continued detention was a breach of their constitutional rights. They also argued that the men would not get a fair trial due to the publicity surrounding the case, but this has been dismissed by the Office of Director of Public Prosecutions, which contended that the necessary safeguards were in place to give them a fair trial. PMP's Vaz gives context to photo of him and person of interest. Former People's National Party Member of Parliament Dwayne Vaz has sought to give context to a photograph that has been circulating of him and a person of interest in the shooting incident in Negril, Westmoreland on Friday. 4 men were fatally shot and a 5th was wounded after the police intercepted a group of robbers who were reportedly plotting to attack a Burlem courier truck. In a statement on Tuesday, Vaz said the photograph was taken during a school sports day event. He said both he and the man were wearing orange shirts, representing the sports day color for the house to which his son was assigned.
That person in question and I were present, wearing orange shirts that represented the sports day house color for the group to which my son was assigned. The man in question is a teacher at the school where my son is a student, and his presence was purely in his capacity as an educator responsible for the orange house on sports day.
The PMP said the shooting in Negril is a serious incident that requires the full attention and cooperation of the community and law enforcement. It says diverting attention from this serious incident to push political agendas hinders the efforts of the police in solving one of the most significant crimes to have occurred in Westmoreland in recent times. A source has since informed us that the person of interest is in custody. JDF member found dead along Palisadoes Main Road. A member of the Jamaica Defense Force was found dead along the Palisadoes Main Road in Kingston on Tuesday morning. It was found inside a service vehicle with a bullet wound. The deceased has been identified as Corporal Siku Meder. The JDF says the matter has been investigated by the Jamaica Constabulary Force and it will cooperate and assist the investigators as required. The JDF Chaplaincy and Welfare Department is providing counseling and support services to the soldier's family and to the battalion to which he was attached. 3 men convicted in $1 billion cocaine bust. 3 men were convicted on charges related to cocaine trafficking after they pleaded guilty in the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court. Delroy Bremer, Omar Nugent, and Jamie White were convicted of possession of cocaine and fined $1.5 million or 6 months in prison, trafficking in cocaine and fined $2 million or 6 months in prison, and importing cocaine and fined $2 million or 6 months in prison. The sentences will run concurrently if the fines are not paid. The vessel used in the commission of the offences was forfeited to the Crown. The defendants were arrested on Monday, December 26, 2022, after the Jamaica Defence Force Coast Guard intercepted a vessel carrying 463 kilograms of cocaine off Morn Point, St. Thomas, with the 3 men aboard. The conviction of these 3 men demonstrates the value of collaboration in the fight against drug trafficking networks. The Firearms and Narcotics Investigation Division of the Jamaica Constabulary Force said in a statement on Monday. Oil spill causes fatal crash in Trelawney, say police. A motorcyclist was killed in Trelawney on Sunday by a truck that veered off the roadway after driving through an oil spill, a police report has revealed. The name of the deceased has not yet been released. The police report that the crash, which occurred about 7:30 a.m., and Isuzu truck was traveling east along the Cooper's Bend Main Road towards Duncan's when the driver lost control after driving through an oil spill. The truck reportedly veered to the right of the roadway before crashing into the 2024 Stinger motorcycle with no registration plate affixed. Since the start of the year, 220 people have died in crashes, a 10% decrease year on year. 4 farmers charged following gun and ammo seizure in Old England. 4 farmers from Old England District, Manchester, have been slapped with several charges, including possession of a prohibited weapon, after a Taurus 9mm pistol was seized during an operation on Friday. According to the Manchester Police, lawmen armed with a search warrant conducted a raid at a house in the community when the pistol fitted with a magazine containing 10 9mm rounds was found beneath articles of clothing in a room. 4 people, 3 males and 1 female, were taken into custody in connection with the find and were subsequently charged. Along the possession charge, the accused are also facing a charge of unauthorized use of premises to store firearms and ammunition. The individuals, 25-year-old C.J. Wilson, otherwise called Six, 20-year-old Richard Golding, 28-year-old Gregory Swaby, and 54-year-old Sandra Golding, are scheduled to appear in the Manchester Parish Court on Wednesday, July 31. Police warn of prosecution for those who obstructed Forestry Department team. Assistant Commissioner Calvin Allen, commander of the Area 3 Police, says the authorities will be throwing their probe into the recent theft of lumber from the forest reserves near Kampong, St. Elizabeth, over the weekend. His comment comes after residents downed trees and to block the passage of a 7-member team from the Forestry Department on Friday. The security forces on Saturday managed to successfully escort the workers out of the area on foot after they had been stranded for 24 hours. A resident said that it was illegal operators who were engaged in a standoff with the authorities after the Forestry Department said they were seizing recently cut logs. Speaking on Monday, ACP Allen said the police will pursue serious action. Speaking on Monday, ACP Allen said the police will pursue serious action as they work to bring the perpetrators to book for the illegal harvesting as well as the barricading of the Forestry Department team.
The whole aspect of an intense investigation is in play as we look at what is seen as the illegal harvesting of government material, while simultaneously to look at what led to citizens performing their official duties being barricaded and being put in that sort of danger regarding their lives. We cannot stand for these sort of things. We are ensuring at all levels that the necessary assessment are done. These assessment naturally guides what we do, how we do, when we do, why we do. So when we see situations like these that put people's lives in danger and that renders government property to be in question, we have no other recourse but to act, and to act in a very forthright and relentless way, because law, order, and citizen security is paramount. So the rule of law has to be enforced and reinforced on any given day in any given territory of our country.
Some 200 members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force have been deployed across the Quickstep area to support lumber recovery efforts. The operation has led the teams some 7 miles into the forest area. Officers from St. Elizabeth, Clarendon, Manchester, and Kingston are assisting with the mission. Quickstep is located on the border of northeast St. Elizabeth and the southern Trelawney. JBN will keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.